Good evening everyone, it's Dave here from the iReady podcast, giving you my post-match reaction to the game which is just finished at Pittodrie, where the vast majority of us kind of thought was going to happen. We all hoped wouldn't happen, but we have been beaten by Aberdeen by 2-1. Now I'll get into the very poor, lacklustre performance in a second, but the starting lineup that the manager put out for us was Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Balogun, Kasawanyiro, Barron, Raskin, Lawrence, McCausland, Barami and Dessers. On the subs bench, Kelly, Proper, Diomande, Dibble, Sterling, Jeffday, Egaman, Hadji and Lovely. So Cherney apparently out with a slight muscle injury. Jeffday also left on the bench. The manager gave a strange answer as to why he wasn't playing, said he was also not fully fit, which I don't understand why he's on the bench, but there you go. Tav and Suter back in the starting 11, and of course the changes having to be made with Kasawanyiro and McCausland into the starting 11. So Aberdeen fans turning out in numbers for the first time in years, obviously due to their good league start. They were fancying their chances, but we were just really hoping for some sort of spark and performance just to show everyone that we weren't down and out, but unfortunately, guys, it wasn't to be. The game did start off quite well for Rangers. The 4th minute, Dessers out to McCausland on the right-hand wing. He puts the ball back into Dessers. He runs into the box, turns his man, but a really weak shot and wide of the right-hand post. Very, very few chances for Dessers tonight, but those that did come were really, really poor, I've got to say. 9th minute was the first scare for Rangers. Aberdeen striker Sockler, he runs down the right-hand side. He's along with Balogun. The two of them have got a bit of grab each other. He wrestles Balogun down, gets into the box, cuts the ball back to McGrath. He shoots, really should have scored, but a great block by James Tavernier. Comes back to Aberdeen player again. He shoots, but thankfully that was wide and out for a goal kick. So like I said, Aberdeen were well up for this. 2 minutes later, though, a snapshot by Lawrence for the edge of the box, straight at the goalkeeper. Again, I'm trying to think anything Lawrence done after that. Very few and far between. 17th minute, Balogun, he goes up for a header. It was a really bad head clash with the Aberdeen attacker. The game has stopped for quite a while. Balogun was motionless. Thankfully, he gets back up his feet a few minutes later. 27th minute, Aberdeen, a through ball to Sockler again. He runs through. He's about to hit a shot, but Balogun with a fantastic last-ditch tackle. And he did get the ball, and we managed to get the ball cleared. It looked from one angle that he took the player first, but you can see from the other angle, which the referee saw, he did get a touch on the ball first. But Aberdeen really all over Rangers at this stage. Rangers doing absolutely nothing. Duke down the left wing, he outmuscles Tav, no bother. He gets the ball back to one of the Aberdeen strikers. He's tackled by Suter. It's back out to the left wing. The cross is put into the box to the back post. Kasawanyiro loses his man. He's too far out. It falls for the Aberdeen striker. He hits the shot and it's fired past Butland and into the back of the net. Aberdeen take the lead 1-0. Again, poor defending. It was coming though, guys. Aberdeen were all over us. I'm not going to say they were excellent. We were just incredibly poor in that one. Then in the 33rd minute, it really should have been 2-0. Aberdeen, they get a shot for the edge of the box. It hits the back post past Butland, thankfully out, and it's cleared. So a big let off for us there. 34th minute, there's another chance. Suter, he makes a last-ditch tackle from Duke, who was running through. You know, Rangers really not at the races. That's what I've got written down here. And then in the 36th minute, controversy, because the game is stopped. The ball's up the other end of play. There's a VAR check. It goes on for quite some time now. In that previous passage of play, there was a ball into the box. It was low. John Suter gets down with the head, but you can see the ball coming off his arm. And with the new handball rule, I'm really not sure. It looks as if his arm is down. He's got it at his side. The referee then goes for the on-field review and awards Aberdeen a penalty. Really, really harsh there. So in the 39th minute, Jamie McGrath steps up but hits a really weak, low shot. Jack Butland, he guesses right, gets down and makes the save. Thankfully, to keep the game 1-0 to Aberdeen and keeping Rangers in the game at that stage. 41st minute, Rangers doing absolutely nothing up top. Final ball is extremely poor, nowhere near good enough. And again, I've got written down here, making Aberdeen look like a top team when it's more the fact that we were really dire. Just before half-time, good save by Butland from another long-range shot by Aberdeen, and 4 minutes were added on. 3rd minute, though, into added on time, and another strange decision here where Rangers really, I don't know what to say, that the lines were drawn, but it's, I think that Rangers were really hard done by. The ball was played up to Dessers. He gets to the byline, he cuts it back to Barami. Barami with a great ball right across the face of the goal. McCausland runs in at the back post and fires it into the net. The linesman's got his flag up straight away. It goes again for a VAR check. The lines are drawn and they take it back a full series of play back to the initial ball to Dessers. Now, if Dessers is offside, guys, it is by a hair. I've looked at it again. Doesn't look offside to me. Aberdeen got away with one there and it goes to half-time. So, again, Rangers really not the races. We don't deserve anything for the first half, let's be perfectly honest. But that decision right before half-time is massive. I certainly thought he was definitely in line in the first passage of play, but it wasn't to be. Into the second half, there's a sub made. McCausland's off, Sterling is on. Rangers did come out and play better at the start of the first half. 47 minute, a corner for Rangers, played out to Barami. He hits a shot into the box, but it's fizzed past the post and out. Unlucky there. Raskin on the 52nd minute, he bursts into the box on the right hand side, shoot but straight at the goalkeeper. 58th minute, great chance for Balogun. It's a corner to Rangers. He gets up above everyone and heads it over the bar. But then on the 64th minute, something to cheer about finally. A fantastic goal for Rangers. And it all started from the goalkeeper. He plays it out. It finds its way to Lawrence. He plays a ball out to Barami, just inside the Aberdeen half on the left wing. He takes it a run against the Aberdeen defence, cuts in at the edge of the box and hits a tremendous low bursting shot past the Aberdeen goalkeeper into the bottom right corner. A fantastic goal for Barami and 1-1. And then in the 69th minute, Rangers really should be 2-1 up here. And it's a great low cross by Tav. It's missed by Lawrence, but it falls for Dessers just past the 6-yard box. There is a defender there, but all he's got to do is hit the ball first time, and I'm sure it's in. But what does he do? He takes a touch. He makes a backside of it, and Aberdeen managed to clear the ball. Really, really poor stuff by Dessers. Guys, he's been awful in the past few games. I don't care what anyone says. There's a lot of people have defended him, but tonight he was absolutely awful. He offered nothing whatsoever for me up front and should have been hooked a long time before even that happened. So we really should have been 2-1 up at that stage. And then 74th minute is where things got even worse for Rangers at that stage. After missing that great chance, only 5 minutes later, Aberdeen score. And it was against the run of play, you've got to say, but regardless, it was another poor goal scored by Aberdeen. It came down the left wing. The player gets to the byline. I think it was Raskin that was in with him. He puts in a sort of very half-hearted tackle. It comes off his boot. Raskin sort of stops. The Aberdeen attacker then manages to get to the byline, puts it across the face of the goal. It comes off the post again. We're thinking that we've got away with it, but there's an Aberdeen attacker waiting just to fire it in at the back post. Again, absolutely woeful defending there by Rangers. It really was lacklustre stuff, and Aberdeen take the lead. So the manager knows we've got to try and do something. 75th minute sub, Barami and Lawrence off, Hadji and Jeffrey on. 78th minute, a yellow card for Balogun. Rangers again really not doing anything. 83rd minute, the substitution finally happened. How Dessers stayed on this long, I don't know, but 83rd minute, Dessers off, Igaman on. 84th minute, this is where some of the silly bookings started coming in. Sterling was booked for a harsh challenge in midfield. And then Raskin in the 90th minute, he hits a shot from outside the box, but it was well wide. There's 4 minutes of added time. And then right at the end of the game, Sterling with a cross on the right-hand side into the box. Tav had made his way up. It was a good header and just inches past the post. And that is how the game finished, guys. Another really poor, lacklustre performance by Rangers. Apart from a sort of period of 20 minutes at the start of the second half, we really showed very little. Very, very little, guys. It was poor. I've defended the manager time and time again. I've said time and time again we can't just keep firing managers if things aren't going right. But the fact that we're now 9 points behind both Celtic and Aberdeen, struggling at this stage in the season, I don't think the manager can go on much longer, let's be honest. For Rangers to finish third in the league this season would be an absolute disaster for us financially, for one. It's not good enough. We don't have that spark. I don't see what the game plan is. It's trying to get a high ball up to Dessers for him to try and hold on to it to bring other people into play, but Dessers is just so off it at the moment that's just not happening. The final ball in from midfield, out to the wings, just not happening. And we're having to rely on pieces of brilliance. We've seen it before, some outstanding goals by Czerny and today by Barami, but it's not good enough. The midfield, I don't think, is good enough either. And the defence, is struggling. So, from the full team, we are struggling majorly. I think we need a change as soon as possible. Something has to happen. Like I said, I know the manager has signed a new contract. The board might not want to do this, but I think now, we really need to make a change as soon as possible or it's going to get worse. I can't see where we're getting a spark from anywhere to get things changed. It's looking very, very bleak at the moment, guys. I can't say any more. I can't really say that I am surprised because it has been coming. We've not been playing well recently. Apart from 2 results in Europe this season has been very poor by Rangers as a whole. Derek and I will be discussing this in full on the pod, the main pod, which we're going to be recording tomorrow. So it's not going to be happy listening, I'm afraid, but there needs to be changes and there needs to be changes quick. Anyway, guys, I know it's difficult. Try and enjoy the rest of your night. Take care. This is Dave signing off. Bye-bye.